Yisroel Schneider, Safra Tava, you have something to say to us?
Boker Tov. It says in Parshas Teruma, the beginning of Parshas Teruma, Shemot Kafei, Pasuk Chet, ועשו לי מקדש ושכנתי בשכם. פסוק ט' ככל אשר אני מראה אותך, איש תבניס המשכן ואיש תבניס כל קריו וכן תעשו. So the וכן תעשו seems to be a מיותר. He said ועשו לי מקדש. So the Mechilta says לגרש. וכן תעשה is to tell you that you have to make the tavnis Mishkan and the Tavnis HaKelim the same way. Throughout the generations, it has to be made the same way. But this is difficult because we know that the Mikdash Rishon, Mikdash Sheni were very different than the Mishkan. So actually, he doesn't ask the question, he just gives the answer. He says the answer is that the Chen Tasa goes on the Kelim right before. It doesn't go on the Tavnis of Mishkan. It goes on the Tavnis of Kelim. That the Kelim always have to remain the same. So Rabban says, I don't know. I mean, until they built the Beis HaMikdash, it was a couple of hundred years. Okay, if some of the Kelim got lost, for sure they made it the same way. But once the Beis HaMikdash was built, they said that the Kelim have to be like the Mishkan, but the Mizbach, it says how big the Mizbach was in the Mikdash of Shlomo. Much bigger than the Mizbach of Moshe. So, the morale, in Goraya, he answers Rashi. This is a difficult, how can Rashi say the Kelim have to be the same? The Mizbach changed. He says, no, the Mizbach became part of the binyan. As soon as it's attached to the floor, it becomes part of the binyan, and the binyan changes. The same thing that Balamor says that Kereshor cannot be Mischal. Ugo Pita Virua, that goes on the building, on the stones. But the Kereshor cannot become Mischal. So the Rambam says, what are you talking about? The Mizbech is a Kli, and we see the Yevamim were canceled it, Machal, they had to build a Mizbech. So, again, we're actually, Balamor, they're saying that once you connect it to the ground, it's no longer Krishoric, and therefore it's Mishtaneh and it's Mitchaler. Masha Mishtaneh Mitchaler, Masha Lo Mishtaneh Lo Mitchaler. The Shulchan, the they're not changeable according to Rashi, and according to Balamar, they're not Mitchaler. It's always there, Masha Mishtaneh Mitchaler, Masha Lo Mishtaneh Lo Mitchaler. Okay, but what I want to say is that, like this is a Beis HaMikdash and there's a Beis HaBchira. Dayenu is supposed to be 15 Dayenu. There's only 14. No, initially they said, if he would have built the Beis HaMikdash, Dayenu. If he would have built the Beis HaBchira, Dayenu. They add the Beis HaBchira. The Beis HaBchira is not the Beis HaMikdash. It didn't take the Beis HaMikdash. Anywhere in Eretz Yisrael you can make a Beis HaMikdash. But the Mizbeach is mitaltel. Once the Mizbeach is kavua, like the Gemara says in Mizbach that David Melech was mekadesh to Ritzvah, like this there was no kiddush of the Ritzvah ever in the Mishkan. This is the first time, and the Mizbeach is connected to the Ritzvah. That's the kiddush of David Melech. But until now, the Mizbeach was always movable, and therefore it was a Chesarus, and therefore you couldn't change it. You can't change it Chesarus according to us. It has to be exactly the same Homer and the same Migdal, but once David Melech was Mekadesh to Mitzvah, for the first time the Mitzvah became Mekudeshet, and the Mizbech is connected to the Mitzvah, it becomes a Beis HaBchir. It means you're not allowed to build anywhere else. There mizbech yisroel. Rama means the person. There mizbech yisroel. Once the mizbech is kavua, there's no mizbech b'mokom achar. Tודה רבה. Kal tov.
Toda Rabbi, Rabbi Yisrael.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you can say a few words about what's happening in the world. What's with Russia and Ukraine? You have what to say? Something? A few words?
I don't know, but wait, I forgot a piece today. I wanted to put in about the Yeshiva Kalim of the Mishkan of the Beis HaMikdash. They connected the 7 planets. So it comes out that the Mizbech, the outside Mizbech, is connected the moon. Now the moon is different than the other planets, right?
Wait, why is the Mizbech Hitzon neged the moon? Why? What's the connection? Maybe we should talk about this. How are the 7 Kalim connected to 7 planets?
It goes to the 7 Kalim are connected to 7 planets. But I want to say that this the moon is different. So until the Mizbech was Kavua, as long as the Mizbech was Mitaltel, she counted the moon. But once the Mizbech counts the Chuber, part of the Beis HaMikdash, then the moon is not counted by itself. The moon is counted together with the Earth. Because it's Kavua, now it's Kavua, Ad Maskodesh, the Mizbech is Kavua, can never be moved anywhere else, not only be marked anywhere else, and the moon is totally connected to the Earth, and they're counted as one. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Maybe a few words about Russia and Ukraine and Uman.
I don't know. I don't know what it means. Is it part of the plan to get the baby outside a woman and to bring him to Eretz Yisrael? I don't know. Is this what's going to happen? I don't know. The Rebbe said at a certain point in Oman, he said, "Oh, you told me something." It was revealed to him the way he understood what the people were saying. The people themselves didn't know what they were saying, but between the lines, what the people were saying is that Rabbi Nachman will be brought to Eretz Yisrael.
Amen, amen. What about Rabbi Yisrael? A few words about Shimon Tzaddik. He's in the news now. You have anything to say on this?
What's the connection of Shimon Tzaddik?
Shimon Tzaddik, there are big fights there. Who it belongs to, and even the Bagat says it belongs to the Jews. So you better believe if the Bagat says so. Now they're fighting it out there.
מה קורה?
טוב, אשריך שאין לך את הכלי הזה לשמוע את הפיפוטים, החדשות, רק המקווה.
שיהיה טוב, שיהיה טוב.
יהיה טוב, בעץ השם. אמן. כל טוב, וכל טוב, פורים קטן טוב. It's פורים קטן, בעיון בית שמש, it's פורים קטן. Okay, sei gesund. Besseres Teufels. Detroit. Bye bye. Shalom.